Good afternoon, traders, and welcome back to the Hot Stocks Outlook for July 6, 2018. Hope you're all having a great week in the financial markets, and as always, a lot of very interesting things to cover. There's a lot going on throughout the different sectors within the stock market, but we're going to go ahead and start here with Campbell Soup Company. We've got DTE Energy, so a lot going on in the utilities space, Ford Motor Company, Microchip Technology, and also ending it out with Nvidia here, which is a very popular stock and really emblematic of a lot that's going on throughout the NASDAQ and a lot of the tech stocks currently. But starting out here, let's take a look at Campbell Soup Company. And what we have here are daily bars and candles. So the price action, this is all end of day data. So each candle here, each bar represents a full trading day. And against that price data, you'll see that we have a black line and a blue line, and you see this green filler space that really lets us know the direction of the market. But to really go through more detail, what we need to understand is that this black line is a regular simple moving average. So a very common technical indicator, really plots where prices have been over a given period of time. But what we're able to compare that to is this blue value. Now, that blue value, that blue line, for it to be generated, it's utilizing artificial intelligence, and more specifically, neural networks, to analyze how other markets are driving and impacting and affecting the target market or the market that you're going in to trade, and provides you with a forecast using predictive data of where prices are expected to go next. So when that predicted moving average moves above the actual moving average, which we see it does here, it's forecasting that average prices are expected to move higher. Now, as long as that blue line remains above the black line, it's continuing to forecast that predicted prices are higher than average, already past prices. So you expect the market to move higher. Now, additionally, there's a couple of other indicators that can help us as we trade opportunities in the market. The first one here being the neural index. And this is a highly accurate 48-hour indicator. So if it's at a green configuration, average prices are expected to move up over the next 2 trading days. And if it's red, you expect some weakness over the next couple of trading days. So you can anticipate short-term strength or weakness in the market. And lastly, you're actually given a predicted high and low range before each and every trading day occurs. So not only do you have the information of directionally, what direction do you want to trade the market, you know if there should be short-term strength, if you want to be buying on dips or immediately getting involved in an opportunity, and also you have a predicted range, so intraday levels, to know where you should be looking to take action on the market. So if we go ahead and look at those predictions, so those predicted highs and lows against the actual trading day, you can see how this works. As this market remains in an uptrend, multiple opportunities to really buy at really great intraday levels and participate in that market moving higher. So we see here about 5 opportunities so far in this market as it trends higher, but overall, just a really nice move so far. Now, there haven't been a lot of great opportunities to the upside in the market, and things are getting weak, which we're going to highlight. But regardless of if you're going long or if you're going short, there's opportunities on both sides of the market, and you definitely want to participate. Almost a 20% move here, 18.88%, $6.50 per share just over the past 16 trading days in Campbell Soup. And you see a very strong, clear uptrend there, getting a nice little gap in the middle of the chart. Now, next I want to move to utilities, because often when you see some weakness in the tech stocks and some of the S&P 500, you get some strength coming into really these higher yielding, more defensive stocks. And utilities, we've really seen all of these markets start to perk up around this time period here towards the middle part of June. So you see in DTE Energy, and you can see this on Duke Energy or Consolidated Edison, just really all the utility stocks, even the ETF of the utilities, getting this crossover to the upside, a lot of strength forecasted from the neural index. But of course, you want to make that determination of, where should I be looking to accept prices in the market? You see just a really great entry at the beginning of this move, and these markets are going higher. Now, not a huge mover as far as, utility stocks generally don't move on a huge percentage basis, but there haven't been a lot of great opportunities to the upside. And certainly if you're going long the market and not shorting, this is the area that you want to be paying attention to, about a 7% move over the last 10 trading days. Whereas a lot more of these stocks are doing quite poorly. And so you either want to be focused on the areas of the market that are moving higher, if you're trading out of a retirement account or something like that, But if you have the ability to short or trade options, take advantage of the short side of the market, because we see here in Ford Motor Company, crossover to the downside, neural index down here at a 0. But of course, as a trader, you want to decide, okay, well, where should I look to be getting long or short? Well, that's what we have that predicted range for, to really help us fine tune those entries and get really nice positions on the market without taking excessive risk, which is really what we need to do as traders. Really great entry you see, over this period of time where you're deciding, where do I want to get involved in the market? Well, certainly try to short up at these predicted highs. You don't want to be chasing the market and get an entry down here. You want to be shorting at these predicted levels before the market occurs. You have all of this information ahead of the market so that you can go in and make those better trading decisions. We see about 4 entries to the downside here on Ford Motor, and this market is still trending lower. You certainly want to avoid buying into markets that are showing very clear and strong downtrend here, down over 8% just in the past 10 trading days. So as a trader, you definitely want to avoid being long a market that's going to move into a downtrend, give up 8% in just a couple of weeks' time. Here I want to go ahead and highlight Microchip Technologies, and this was a stock we covered in the midpoint of what would be May. All the way back here is when we first covered this in the Hot Stocks Outlook. We got a really nice move as a crossover moves to the upside, signaling this market in an uptrend. And you see for the next couple of weeks, we can bring up those predicted high and low ranges and some really nice entries as that market moves higher. So again, you get these really nice entries, good for short-term traders to go ahead and trade the ranges, try to get in at these predicted lows, target the predicted highs. But the environment changes, and that's where you want to be able to adapt to those changing market conditions. And this is more emblematic of what we're seeing on the broader indices, and especially the NASDAQ, S&P, but also a lot of tech stocks here. You see Microchip Technology saying, look, this great move we identified is now over. Now you want to look to take profits and conversely look to short the market. Go ahead, and if the trend is down, you can look to take short positions as long as that blue line remains below the black line there. And you see really nice entries in this down move so far. And so the tech stocks have been quite weak over the past few weeks. We've seen the NASDAQ move lower, and you really want to avoid holding on to those long positions, because we can see just in the past 10 trading days here, the market's given up 10% of that move. So that really nice move higher that we're able to participate over the last couple of months, you don't want to be giving back over 10% of your profits because you're not getting out of the market at the right time. You see 20% move higher, and just in 10 days, giving back half of that, and even looking to move lower still with the neural index, a lot of separation between those values there. So just as important as finding new opportunities, but also knowing when to go ahead and take your profits on your winners. Here in Nvidia, so obviously with the tech sector a little bit weak and softening up here, Nvidia, a lot of people ask, when should I take my profits? Maybe they got into Nvidia, last year or several months ago. They've had tremendous gains, but you want to know where to go ahead and take some of those profits and wait until things clear up again and we get that predicted moving average crossing above the actual moving average again. But here, a very, very clear sell signal of crossover to the downside, up at that intraday predicted high, and that's really where you want to be taking profits. And you see how the market responds just in 3 days. I mean, a really violent move lower, about a 10% move lower here in a very short period of time. So of course you want to go ahead and preserve those profits and not be giving back really all of this back to the market. About a 10% move lower just the past 9 trading days. I mean, $27 per share. Great time to go ahead and buy some put options for protection, or just go ahead and short the shares in the market. But certainly not trying to trade the long side of the market currently, and stepping aside until we get some better signals to go ahead and start getting long a lot of these tech stocks and really just anything in the NASDAQ and S&P. Those indices are moving lower, and you want to go ahead and step aside until it's all clear once again. So with all that said, this has been our Hot Stocks Outlook for July 6, 2018. Best of luck to the traders out there in the markets. Have a great rest of the trading week. Thanks again, and bye for now.